Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 204 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Tuesday of bets, also known as so you don't have to check your calendar. So I don't as well. January the 18th, 2022. Cannot thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my partner, get some picks, insights, analysis, everything in between. We have one hell of a show coming your direction here today. You saw it on the intro screen. Good vibes inbound. But before we can tap into those good vibes, if you will, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell over there as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the TTL crew. Or if you're watching on one of our social media platforms, make sure you hit that like button, that follow button there so you never miss any of our additional social media content. Or if you're listening to the pod on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit that subscribe button there too if you haven't already, as we do release the audio of every episode after each live show is complete. Next item up on the docket, if you could be so kind to do so, you can find it in your heart while you're going ahead and watching today's show as well. Hit that like button, leave us a comment, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat if you are watching live. Hey, maybe hit that share button too. Send it on over to your brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, mothers, fathers, friends, enemies, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the globe as you, but you would refer to as a good old-fashioned ticket cash and degenerate, because that's what we are here at the TTL pod, and we can't thank you enough when you do all those things, because it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, head on over to this episode description down there, where you will find, it is a description, not an escription, the description down there, where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you will find the talkingtheline.com website, all of the TTL Crew social platforms, and all of our additional content, so you can consume all of that jazz in one convenient location, however and whenever you please. Shout out. Ladies and gentlemen and beautiful gambling people joining us for episode number 204. I am your humbled, honored, hyped, and always handicapping host, Colton, Cap'n Colt Soroka. And if you heard me just say shout out a couple of times for audio listeners out there, shouting out our good friends at the Chalkboard app at Chalkboard HQ on Twitter, and Moneyline Dice at Moneyline Dice on Twitter as well. Now, I got another guy I need to shout out. A guy that means a whole hell of a lot to me. A guy that sits to my left on every single damn episode of this show, and without him, old TTL wouldn't be what it is and what you know it as here today. So without further ado, shout out to the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend, and folks, you better not ever forget around this time of the year, the TTL's resident number 1 seed, Green Bay Packer, cheesehead faithful himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, I am absolutely fantastic as always. It's a beautiful Tuesday, Twofer Tuesday, one of my favorite days of the week, my friend. I don't have too much to jabber about so far over here, my man. We had I guess a hell of a football game last night. If you bet with the TTL crew. Other than that, if you were just a fan, it probably wasn't too fun. But that's why that's why I get a little extra action. But I'm doing fine. My friend over there, how are you doing this Tuesday morning?
Come on, spectacular. It's a terrific TERRIFIC Tuesday to be alive. The rest is up to me and thee, so I had to choose that I'm going to make it one hell of a Tuesday here. Speaking about one hell of a Tuesday, how about one hell of a Monday, my friend? Spun the wheels a little bit on your side, but that's okay.
A little bit.
That's okay. Mind of a goldfish, things happen. Now, I said at the end of last week, my friends, I said the mid-major king will be back. He's had to take a bit of a hiatus. He's had to run through the trenches with the rest of his knights and lords and all the men who find themselves out on the daily battlefields. But he has come back. He has found himself now perched high upon his throne. And my friends, with that being said, it's time to recap yesterday's best bets of the day from the TTL crew for January 17th, 2022. Alrighty, partner, I'll let you have the floor first. It's all good. Hey, you rocked with me through last week. You knew that I would pull out of the slump or whatever. I'm not even calling this a fucking slump.
No.
I'm calling this a one-day hiccup, some swaction nonsense. What say you?
I don't have too much to add on top of what you just said, my friend. It is some swaction nonsense. I got worried. The one I told you about as far as some line movement, that's pretty true. As far as the Delta Devils ended up dropping down to about 5.5, that FAMU, if you see it right there. And they took care of that one. Pretty damn sweaty, actually. Got that one done by 8. So, as far as the NFL game, took care of that. No sweat, like I said. And, a little bit of just swack nonsense. Going back to the lab on the old swack. But I'm staying away from that for a little bit. They typically go all on one day and then take the next 5 days off. So I'll be ready for the next drop of some SWAC action. But yeah, it wasn't the best night on the old Southwestern Athletic Conference.
All right, so maybe Mr. Magnuson takes a break for a week. Maybe he's back in action. He's ready for the next go-around. Either way, I see a rebound in sights here today. No rebound in store for your boy, though, because the brooms are still out of the closet. 4-0 clean sweep, baby. If you follow me on Twitter, I said 3-0 clean sweep coming up again. I got 3 plays a day, but 3-0 clean sweep on the college basketball board. That is what I'm most concerned about. Football right now to me is just an accessory. I know everybody loves the NFL so much right now, and oh my gosh, the last few games, I love watching it. This is college basketball time for me, baby. This is cash-in ticket time for me. I was really pissed the last 2 weeks as to what the hell was going on, and now you see it. The hard work is paying off. So we will continue to rock and roll. We will continue to cash tickets. I got 3 more plays coming your way today. Passed up a lot of plays again that I used to play, and I'll tell you about those plays here in a minute. But partner, Monday Madness parlay.
Oh, got to the red X window pretty early in the day yesterday.
Red X window really early in the day.
Whatever the hell you wanna call it.
We talked back and forth with the Knicks and the Hornets for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes trying to figure out what to do there, and we ultimately sided with the Knicks. I mean, we found enough stuff with them, and boy, oh boy, did they absolutely get destroyed. 87 points in a blowout loss on their home hardwood. Absolutely disgusting. And then Milwaukee and Atlanta, it looked like it was going to be under for a little while, and then just took the fuck off out of nowhere.
Fourth.
So, big fourth for sure. NBA a little bit shaky for your boys yesterday, but that's all right. No problem, no harm, no foul. Moneyline Dice had a shaky day as well. Speaking of shaky days, the Go Pacers didn't make it anywhere near the pay window, and neither did the under 209.5, I believe it was. It flew way the hell over.
Dude, about 272 or something like that.
Yeah, not even close whatsoever. So 0-2 day to start the week for the Moneyline Dice, my friends.
Right.
It is not the tracking book, apparently, that makes them go perfect. So we'll have to figure out what it was. We're not stitious, just a little, or superstitious. We're just a little stitious. So we'll figure out what's all going on there. Now, what's coming up here today? Well, it's the usual run-of-the-mill show, my friends. You know the drill. We got RMags picks. He's got 3 coming at you here today, all from the college basketball hardwood. I am not mistaken, correct?
All from the Big 12 conference. You were not mistaken.
Whoa, all from the Big 12. Man, we'll have you have some things to tell you about his personal record right now in the Big 12, which I do believe he is hot, but I'll digress and let him talk about that in his segment of the day, RMags Best Bets. Then we'll dive into mine. I got 3 best bets coming at you, 1 Big 12. I got the Big 12 bankrupter.
Okay.
I got the Big 12 bankroll builder to start the day. The Big 12 bankroll builder is going to start the day. Then we're going to the Maxian murderer. That's my second best bet of the day. And then my third best bet of the day, we're going to the Big 12. What'd I say?
You said 2 different things for the Big 12 already.
I know. I know. What was the second? I know. What was the first one I said? Damn, I'm not good at this shit.
Bankroll builder and then one
Here's what I know I'm good at. They would charge, you know how yesterday's plays were $100 a play on sites around far and wide.
It didn't work for me. This talk didn't work for me. So this is all you.
Guess what? I know this is all me. They're charging $200 a play for these damn picks from me today on sites far and wide across the sports gambling industry. Value of over $600 once you get through sales and taxes, which is all bullshit. Giving it to you here for free 99, my friends. 0.00. The mid-major king has entered the chat and ready to dish out another 3 sweeping winners. We'll dish all those out, then we'll get into the Twofer Tuesday Parlay, plus 291 odds on the 2-legger this week. Can't wait to dish that bad boy out. It 2 separate sides of the map.
Oh, yeah.
Completely insane. It has nothing to do with either one. We'll let you stick around to figure out what all that means.
But we feel fucking good about it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Then Moneyline Dice roll of the day. We got a Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, a MAAC matchup. The Niagara Purple Eagles and the Manhattan Jaspers, they got their eye on that one today, basically because the mid-major king wanted to get involved with it, but he couldn't make up his mind. So, hey, the dice are going to tell us what we need to do. And then we'll recap everything for you, get into the second half of the show. Interested to see what old Mags has got cooked up for the sidebar here today. Get us into some banter. I got a handful of some leans we can always talk about too. Any late breaking news, anything, TTL announcements, motivation minutes, and we're out of here. Without further ado, partner, anything else you need to discuss, deliver, banter about, anything in between, my friend?
No, sir. When you said breaking news, I was checking to see if we had anything, but slow news day so far on this Tuesday, my friend.
Slow news day on a Tuesday. You're a poet and you didn't even know it, my friend. Without further ado. Hey, you over there on the other side of that screen. Lift it up high. The mug's filled with the black elixir of the gods. And to me, to you over there, good sir, and to all you beautiful people sipping on that just gorgeous sludge. The darker the better, if you will. Take your sip, and I'll be right back. Ooh. Oh, that's a 2-sipper. Woo. Mm-hmm. Oh, and we're going to have to come back to you. You stay put. I'll be back. Okay.
204 straight episodes.
204 straight episodes, haven't missed a beat. Here we go. Without further ado, my friends.
Maybe not the first 40 because we used to do it at what, like 8 o'clock at night. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I definitely wasn't sipping coffee then. I don't know when. I'm interested to see when I started that shit, and I haven't skipped it since.
It was from the jump for sure.
Pretty damn close since we went live on the old video waves, the old YouTubes. Either way. My friends, if you got any questions, any games, we're not breaking down anything in between. As always, the chat is open. Feel free to hop on in there. We'll answer all your questions live on the show. Hell, if it's not even about a game, maybe it's about RMags' favorite color. Maybe it's about what's coming up for something TTL, some things you want to know about. Who cares? Drop it in. You got something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul. As I always tell my partner, it's an open floor. Drop it in. We'll be more than happy to answer it for you. Now, with all that being said, it's time to quit the gossip, stop the banter, and cut the nonsense. You could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL pod for the Stone Cold Locks, Picks, Insights, Analysis. Obviously running into a few rabbit holes along the way, but most importantly, running tickets straight to the pay window with the TTL crew all day and night long. Partner, this is why. This is one little thing. Now we got you on board. We checked that box off as well. I don't believe I did that yesterday either. So that little, the little formality, if you will, has now been complete. So without further ado, it's time to get into the first segment of the day. RMags best bets of the day. Listen up, rip out those sports books, get out whatever you need to make sure you get every bit of insight and analysis from my partner right now. And I say unto you, good sir, let him rip, let him have it. And as always, you have the floor.
All right, my friend, I appreciate you. So I mentioned I've got 3 out of the Big 12. This is the only spread pick that I am coming to the table with today. Working backwards chronologically, partner, because we have a one game that we have together that we're picking on together, but we don't have the same pick. So I'll lead backwards into that one, which will lead right into yours. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Like
first
plan,
one on
Stan.
10. Iowa State and Texas Tech. I'm going to the home team Red Raiders laying the 8 at home. I know it sounds like a lot, but let's look at these bet slips right now. Bet percentage is 91% of bets on the Iowa State Cyclones at +8. It is a low-hanging carrot for a ranked team getting all of those points, but 58% of money on the Red Raiders as I'm seeing it right now. Iowa State's actually the higher-ranked team coming into this one, partner. I actually kind of looked past that one. I knew they were both ranked, but Iowa State's coming in as the higher AP-ranked team, I should say. But this Texas Tech interior defense is going to be a nightmare for this Iowa State offense. Number 3 ADE is Texas Tech in the country right now, adjusted defensive efficiency. That interior D is going to push Iowa State out to the 3-point line where they're not terrible by any means, but they're certainly not going to be able to, it's not going to be able to keep them in this game. They shoot it at 34%, pretty pedestrian, whereas Texas Tech, right around the same type of, percentages on defense. So not world beaters, but nowhere near. They do it well enough, and Iowa State's nowhere near going to use that to get it done. Sorry, I'm fumbling my words over here. 51-47 Iowa State win, first time around for these two teams. 51 points scored. So I know it was a win for Iowa State, but that 50-point offensive output is what I'm looking at here. Texas Tech was without their top 2 offensive scorers, Kevin McCullough, and Terrence Shannon. Both those guys are going to be in tonight. So I think that was the biggest factor in that game to where Texas Tech only put up 47. And I think that defense is going to put up a similar performance. Maybe not all the way down at 51, but I think 60 tops in this one, partner. But Texas Tech's offense at home has been fantastic this year. 73.8 points per game on the entire season. 82.7 points per game at home, partner. So 10 points above their average, almost 20 points above their road average. So keep a stock for us, whether it's me, you, or anyone else. Keep a stock, maybe some Texas Tech road unders because they do not fare well on the road, their offense. But at home, they have been fantastic, and I think that keeps up again here tonight. I said Iowa State, I think, gets to 60 tops. I think Texas Tech gets to at least 70 in this one. So I see at least a double-digit win for the Red Raiders. Obviously, that -8 going to need at least almost 10 points, if not 9. So I think we get at the very minimum 70 to 60 is as sweaty as I think it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a little bit more than that. 7-3 ATS at home is Texas Tech. 4-0 last 4 following a straight-up loss. 6-1 last 7 following an ATS loss, and 10-3 last 13 as a home favorite. This team still isn't quite getting all the love. I guess this would be the spot where they're starting to get that love. I've been talking about Iowa State kind of looking for some of that regression. I think at home, we need to stay away from expecting regression at home. Thought that was going to come on Saturday against Texas. Didn't happen. I think on the road it's a pretty safe bet, though, partner. So give me the Texas Tech Raiders minus the 8 at home tonight.
I'm gonna let you ride it. I'm gonna let you stay on this one. I'm gonna keep it in the bet slip. I'm gonna take a look at it. It's a later game, so I'm gonna let it do some movement, see what it's
That's
going
fair.
on. But I do like that it's the sharp side. I forgot that you played Iowa State as well too. So they say that kind of worries me a little bit. I forgot that what they did on Saturday. I forgot you played them on Saturday. Either way, you got a hankering for the Big 12, my friend. Can't seem to stay out of it here today. There's the first best bet here on the board. Texas Tech minus 8. What's the second best bet? Big 12 as well, coming from you, good sir.
Excuse me. I've got 2 unders coming your way, people.
Excuse me a second.
Told you I had a nice little total heat check in the Big 12 last week, and it was working out for me. Doing, like you said, I've been faring pretty well in the Big 12 altogether. So I'm sticking with Kansas, Oklahoma in this one. I'm going under 142. Looks like this one opened up at 145 and has since dropped down to about 142. Let's see if we got any live update right now. Still, I believe, seeing 142 just about across the board in this one. And I think that's a little too high. I think the books messed up setting that one at 145. Oklahoma, I think, at home is going to have some nice defensive success in this one. 27th ADE overall. Another team, 57 points per game allowed at home. So when they're at home, much like how I talked about Texas Tech's offense at home, Oklahoma, when they're at home, their defense has been fantastic. Under 60 points per game. Total right now, right around, there's above 140, right around where Kansas's averages typically are for their game totals on average. But Oklahoma's are typically in the high 20s, low 130s, and I think that's what matters here today. They're looking for a bounce back. That spread had me interested, partner, but it's not quite enough to have me fully confident in there. But I do believe they are looking for a bounce back, and I think that's going to be led by that defense that I'm talking about here today. So I do believe they have enough to keep Kansas under 70, I think, and I don't think Oklahoma's going to blast through 70 themselves. So that leads me to believe it's going to stay way under 140. Kansas, top 50 3-point percent shooting team. Oklahoma at home, top 50 defending the 3-point percentage here. Not a ton of trends in this one, partner, if I am totally honest. Oklahoma, though, 11-3 last 14 to the under on Tuesday. That's all I've got as far as trends for this one.
Hey, you know I love that.
So yeah, that day of the week, 11-3 out of the last 14 on Tuesday. So with that line movement, I'm picking off of that, and I trust this Oklahoma defense at home. So give me the under 142 in this one.
I like where your head's at for sure. This one I'll buy into 150%, most definitely. This one I think, and what I'm hearing from you, this is going to be a defensive kind of battle. Everybody's expecting, Big 12, this is going to be a shootout. Oh my gosh, 142. That's they're going to go up to 190, 200 almost. I don't think so. I think this one's going to be, like you said, kind of struggling, even crack into the 70s. So I think it stays way under, and we got a nice no sweat. It's in my bet slip, under 142. Kansas University Jayhawks and Oklahoma Sooners. Mag's second best bet of the day. Partner, what do you got for number 3?
Alrighty, number 3, mentioned I'm staying to a total. I'm going 2, and this is one of the first games on tap today, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, so get it locked in. I believe it's the second game up overall. But I'm going to the Baylor Bears at West Virginia Mountaineers. I am going under 138 in this one. Another one that I think West Virginia at home, their defense is a story in this one. 21 ADE is West Virginia. And at home, 57 points per game compared to 71 on the road. So if you're seeing the Mountaineers on the road, maybe be a little tentative. But at home, you can trust that defense. It's going to show up tonight. And I think it shows up big here. You're essentially in this game, for this total, you're asking West Virginia to keep Baylor under 70 pretty much here. And West Virginia has only allowed 70 at home only once. 60-plus only 3 times. One of those was right on 60. And, that one that went over 70 is included in that 60-plus there. So I think that's what we see tonight. And whether or not West Virginia's offense keeps up, I'll let you kind of hammer home, partner, because I know you've got to play out of this game as well. I think they do enough to keep up. But again, another situation where they're not going to personally blast through 70 themselves, in my opinion here. Baylor, 152 tempo. West Virginia, also top 200, but that Baylor 152 is the faster tempo in this game. Very middle of the pack, not going to be boat racing, to use your term, either side on this one, partner. West Virginia 100 AOE, Baylor 11 AOE, I will be honest, ADE, and top 10 AOE, I will be honest, but Again, that West Virginia, press Virginia at home is going to be the story in this one. At least keeping it under, and then I'll let you hammer home the rest. But for some under trends here, 5-2 last 7 West Virginia home games, 4-1 last 5 on Tuesday. So another under Tuesday trend, partner. Maybe maybe Tuesdays are just an under day. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, maybe.
Maybe 4-1 last 5 following an ATS loss, and another one here, partner, that I actually was thinking more about. 4-1 last 5 following a straight-up loss of 20+. So when they get their teeth kicked in the game before, have to imagine that's a little bit of some Huggy Bear, hey, get your shit together. You better put together the defensive performance of your life here at home in West Virginia here, like we're known to. So build it up. I love it all as much as you do. West Virginia and Baylor under 138, baby. Hammer it home.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. What you know about Denver? What you know about Denver? There it is. There you have it. Mags' third and final best bet of the day. He's taken the West Virginia Mountaineers against the Baylor Bears under 138.5. I'm going to stay tentative on that one, but I think you're on the right side. I'm just going to stick with my play because, hey, why the hell fucking play both of them? Yeah. So, without further ado, partner, anything else you need to lay out in that game, or else I will take the reins from you and just keep it moving and grooving, because my first pick does come out of the Baylor Bears and the West Virginia Mountaineers matchup.
Hey, that's why I was trying to, go reverse so we can lead trade into you, because I did mention this one is one of the first ones on tap. So, take it away, my friend.
6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You are correct. You see it in the ticker. It's time for my best bets of the day. Okay, we are not sticking them today, my friends. Well, maybe they went outright. I have no idea. But we are taking every single point that the books are willing to give us. The West Virginia Mountaineers plus 6.5. Number one, I just checked up on it a little less bets. It's still about 67% though. But when I looked this morning, it was out 73% of bets. It's still holding firm about 95% of money. Yeah. And typically when you see that in college basketball, you see the line shoot up at least a point, maybe even a point and a half, maybe even 2 points in some cases like that when they're generating severe monetary liability. Not happening in this spot. Everybody is saying, oh, Baylor, they're going to kill it. They've had some injury issues. No. I'll get into that here in a minute. I'm not worried about that at all. This is Huggy Bear and the boys. Press Virginia, like partner just said, at home is something you do not play with. Now, Baylor, 3-0 straight up on the road, 2-1 against the number, but I'm calling horse shit on that. They beat Oregon, who has been less than desirable to back. Let's just say that. Yeah. They won a 7-point spread, very similar to this, by 1 point. Very interesting that. Do with that as you will. They did beat Iowa State, but they failed to cover a 7.5-point spread as favorites, so I'll do with that as you will. And they beat TCU, who have been a clusterfuck and a half, except when my partner decides to bet on them, and they did cover a 10-point spread as favorites there. I'm calling Fugazi on all of that. I don't think you need to worry about that because West Virginia has been overvalued all season long. In this spot, they are not. 10-0 straight up, 5-5 ATS on their home hardwood. All of their failed covers were double digits or high favored spreads. They are not overvalued in this spot. Baylor's coming off of 2 back-to-back losses, failed to cover as well, 11.5-point favorites and 14.5-point favorites. Now the books are dropping it down to 6.5 with a couple of key players coming back that are supposedly going to make them run away with this game. I'm just not seeing it. Those key players, no shade, no harm, no foul at them. James Akinjo and Jeremy Sochan are two dope-ass fucking players in the Big 12. My partner knows that 150%, but I think that we see a little bit of struggling. I think we see a little bit of offensive lackluster ability, and this Baylor defense might struggle just a little bit too here. I think the West Virginia, speaking of defense, is what's going to show up. West Virginia defense here today. They're only allowing 62.8 points per game. You might say, Colt, well, Baylor's only allowing 59.9. That's way better. Whoa. This is in... oh my gosh, help me out, Mags. Where?
I think it's WVU Coliseum, right? Morgantown, though.
Morgantown. Yeah, it was WVU Coliseum. They are allowing 57.8 points per game on their home hardwood. Baylor 64.7 on the road. that defense at home for the Mountaineers is no damn joke. But you don't believe me. You don't believe my partner saying it. Believe the doggone trends. Baylor, 1-5 ATS last 6 overall. 1-4 ATS last 5 Tuesday games. 3-7 ATS last 10 following a straight-up loss. They're also 1-5 ATS their last 6 as a favorite. And 1-6 against the number of their last 7 against a Big 12 opponent. West Virginia, 12-4 against the number their last 16 as a home dog. 4-1 against it their last 5 as a home team in general. 4-2 against the number their last 6 Tuesday games. 5-1 ATS their last 6 following an ATS loss. And the cherry on top of the cake, my friends, these two teams have alternated covers for the last 5 seasons, or the better part of that, maybe even more, with Baylor covering the most recent game. I'm sticking to that trend. WVU takes care of business on their home hardwood. They might win this outright, but I will take every point the book's willing to give. Mountaineers from the West Virginia Morgantown, take me home, country road. Plus 6.5. First, best bet of the day.
I like it, my man. I mean, I know people are expecting Baylor to have a bounce back, but going to West Virginia is
tough.
not the place to be expecting a bounce back, man. I don't know if I could handpick a worse spot to try and hit a bounce back win in the entire country, let alone the Big 12.
No, it's terrible. And you say that, I didn't even really look it up. Their home court rating. I think West Virginia is damn near in the top. Top 10.
Well, especially
number
the way
2.
they play.
They're number two. They're number 2 per KenPom.
I'm legitimately interested in them getting the outright win. It just Baylor is very good. Don't get us wrong. We're not hating on Baylor. It's just this is the spot, dude.
Is that a quick rabbit hole? How I Met Your Mother? Is that what that? Come on.
Ted.
Come on. Ted. Come on. Speaking of also, which did you see on stupid effing Hulu now? They're How I Met Your Father. Get out of town. Stop. Don't do it. I will show up at Hulu headquarters. I will show up at Hulu headquarters. It's knives and pitchforks, my friends. I mean, it is. Before we get down that rabbit hole, write that down, Mags. We need to talk about that in the second half of the show. Let me get into my second best.
I didn't write it down, but I was considering writing it down. So.
Well, that's why I just said write it down, but now I wrote it down instead of you just saying it.
Well, I'm telling you that I already had it in my head.
Okay,
so it's funny that you mentioned it,
but
is what I'm saying.
we happen to not talk about those things when we don't write them down. So it's wrote down into my second best bet of the day out of the dozenth, 10th, 12th, 15th
Doesn't Rothstein have one of his sayings when it's West Virginia at home? Is that the long weekend at your in-laws, or is that somebody else that he says that for?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Because if it's not West Virginia, they definitely fit that same bill.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, or like more brutal than a tough weekend at your in-laws or something.
I think it's them.
Like
maybe I'm thinking maybe that's somebody else, but that's essentially the same thing if it's not.
Yeah, 100%. Either way, there you go. There you have it. Moving on. Second best bet of the day, coming from your boy. We're going to the MAC. Ohio Bobcats against the Miami.
Sorry, I was right. I was right. 100% right.
What was that?
Long weekend at your in-laws about West Virginia.
Love it. What's the exact quote?
Tougher than a long weekend at your in-laws.
CC John Rothstein, we appreciate the hell out of you, man. Maybe we'll have a little cup of Joe in madness in a couple of months. Just going to go ahead and put that out in the world. Who knows? Okay, Ohio Bobcats, Miami, Ohio Redhawks. How does this always happen when we get into my best bets of the day? Get in fucking rabbit holes left, right, and center. We're going to the Redhawks, +1. I wanted to take them on the money line, but there really wasn't much difference. -106, -110, and I just like the extra point backing in case any nonsense, but I have it in my heart of hearts, 99.9% that they win this game outright. Number one, this game, and not to bring up the past partner, but this game feels like
you told me
that,
already.
Yeah, and so you guys know this game feels like that Texas Southern and Jacksonville State game yesterday that you bet on, and it's the exact same fucking spread and almost the exact same situation, just a different conference. Ohio is 4-0 straight up in MAC play, and Miami, Ohio is 2-2 straight up in MAC play, and this is just a pick 'em. This makes no sense. Ohio 4-2 straight up, 3-3 against the number on the road. This is easy money. Oh, you only have to lay a point? Come on, Ohio's going to absolutely destroy them. It doesn't make sense to me because Miami, Ohio has actually played pretty damn well on their home hardwood. 5-3 straight up, 3-2 against the number. It's not their fault that they had to play some lackluster opponents to open up the season. They're in the fucking MAC for crying out loud. Give them a break. Only 2 failed covers. It was a -9 against Bellarmine, but Bellarmine has been undervalued all year long. I think that they should have probably been favored by the 7 or 8 in that game. And then they failed to cover a -2 against Toledo. But Toledo has been an absolute wagon in the MAC as well. So I'm not worried about that. Pardon me for a second. I got a doggone itchy nose from, oh, hell. My fucking cat was freaking roaming around all here when I was capping this morning, and now I got freaking hair on my mic. I got hair. It's floating everywhere, dude. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so back to the Mac. Those two games, though, however, Miami, Ohio barely lost outright. I think this is the value that they need to have. They need to be a little bit more in the dog spot. And here, it just feels like a setup spot. There are a couple of keys as to why I think Miami, Ohio is actually going to come out on top on this one. Three ball, number one, the Red Hawks shoot it at a 34.5% clip. They are dominant. One of the sharpest three ball teams in all of the MAC. And I think we see that play heavy into their favor here today. So make sure you stay on the lookout for that from the Red Hawks, but also Ohio has been playing some lackluster teams on the offensive side of the ball, and I know I already mentioned the three ball. Miami, Ohio is good across the board offensively. 73rd AOE, 45.6% from the floor, 78.5 points per game, and 75.3 points per game on their home hardwood. Simple comparison to the Bobcats, and you see your edge, my friends. 107th in AOE, 42.9% from the floor, 73.4 points per game, and only 60 points per game on the road. How about them apples for you? But you don't believe me? You don't think this is a setup? Believe the trends. Ohio, 1-6 against the number, last 7 overall. 1-4 against the number, their last 5 versus a team with a winning home record. Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks, 25, 12, and 2 against the number, their last 39 as a home dog. That's a hell of a trend if you ask me. 4-0-1 against the number, last 5 home games versus a team with a road winning percent greater than 600. This is the lowest spread between these two teams in the last 5 seasons, my friends, going back to 2017, and the home team in the last 6 meetings between these two teams, 5-1 against the number. Give me the Red Hawks +1 for a little bit of action. The Mac Murderer, $200 play for $0.00 live on your screen or in your ears.
I like it a lot, partner. I honestly love it, but I have been I tried to do some digging. I've essentially been some type of Mac mush over here, and I'm just gonna stay the fuck away. I looked through these two teams, saw some losses, and I'm thinking of some other games. I have not had success when whether it's backing you or trying to back my own Mac stuff. So I am gonna let you take this one to the window, and I will not be that Mac mush for you today.
Thank you. This is a Mac Murderer, not a Mac mush. So I appreciate you doing that for the benefit of the squad.
Don't know what's going on.
All of you out there, too. Thank Mr. Magnusson. Appreciate you. And make sure you say thank you out there in the DMs, on the comments, everything in between. Make sure you fucking say thank you. That's for the team there, partner. That's for the fucking team.
Taking one for the team, dude, because I love it.
I'm taking one for the team, too. I like the under, too. I like the 138.5 on the old Whisper. Right. But I want to get them both to the doggone window, so we ain't going to mush each other. All right, third and final best bet for me today. Another Big 12 matchup. The Big 12 book bankrupter is the Kansas State Wildcats. +11 is what I caught it at, down to +10.5. Fine with that number as well. I'm not worried about honestly, any points the books are willing to give you, I will take. I think this is set up in a half for the Longhorns. They scuffled on the road at Iowa State, and I think everybody's expecting, oh, they're back home. Oh, my gosh, the Kansas State Wildcats are terrible. Oh, my gosh, this is going to be a huge rebound. They're going to win by 500 points. And I say slow down just a little bit there, Skip, because Kansas State has been ravaged by COVID all year long, and they're actually starting to get a lot more healthy, and I'll stick a pin in that, and I'll come back to that here in a minute. Now, it's always a big red flag to me when a wagon, if you will, or let's walk that back. A dominant team in the Texas Longhorns is a double-digit home favorite, and the books are quickly, fastly, and in a hurriedly dropping their number and making it easier for them to cover that number on their home hardwood. Last time I saw the books stand on top of their counters with their pants down asking everybody to just take money out of their ass, I thought hell was freezing over. So I'm not thinking it's going to happen here today, so I'm going to take every single damn point with the Kansas State Wildcats, plus the 11. Number one. Texas is fugazi at home. 11-0 straight up. You say, Colt, what the hell is wrong with you? 7-4 against the number, I say. And I say it's been against Houston Baptist, NoCo, San Jose State, Cal Baptist, Sam Houston, University of Texas Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros, just because I love to say that, Arkansas Pine Bluff, Alabama State, Incarnate Word, and oh no, here we go, West Virginia and Oklahoma. and they scuffled against Big 12 opponents. They finally got to play the big boys, and now the old Longhorns are looking a little less than, if you ask me. But what about the old Cats? I said they were ravaged by COVID. Yeah, they were. It was rough. But you know they're my boys. If you watch this show, you know I got family out there in Kansas, right around that area, and they're back in action. Per everybody over there, it is all systems go. The Cats are ready to rock and roll. Only 2-2 straight up, but even with this COVID nonsense on the road, 4-0 against the number. They have been rolling covering the numbers. They continue to be undervalued, and I think they continue to cover the numbers. But you don't believe me on all of that. I got a couple of key stats before I get into the trends. I do think this is going to be a defensive game. I think this is going to be a Big 12 kind of defensive day across the board, if you will. Yeah. A lot of defensive matchups here, and I think this is going to be a key one of them. Texas does have solid defense, but if you're worried about Kansas State not being able to keep up with them, don't be anymore. 23rd in ADE, 19th in opponent effective field goal, 7th in the nation in defending the three ball at a 26.5% opponent clip. Where the Longhorns love to make their money. How about them apples? I love the Cats here, my friends. And one final thing that I was going to save to the end of the trends. You always know I like to, but I just couldn't wait. Kansas State 6-4 ATS last 10 meetings with Texas, but this is only the third double-digit spread between these two teams in the last 10 meetings, the last 5 seasons, and the Kansas State Wildcats have covered both of those bad boys by an average margin of +6. If that does not scream setup for the Texas Longhorns to you, I don't know what else to tell you. And if you don't believe my goofy face as I make it bigger, believe the trends. Longhorns 2-6-1 against the number last 9 following a straight-up loss. Kansas State 6-0 ATS last 6 on the road, 5-1 ATS last 6 as a dog, 5-0 ATS when you combine the two last 5 as a road dog. Kansas State 6-0 ATS last 6 road games versus a team with a winning straight up home record, and 5-2 against the number their last 7 versus a Big 12 op. Kansas State 5-1 against the number their last 6 meetings with Texas in the great state of Texas and the wonderful city of Austin, where the Longhorns find their home, if you didn't know. Outside of that, my final best bet of the day, Kansas State Wildcats, +11, cool with +10.5. Shit, even if it drops down to +10, take that bad boy too.
I like it, my man. I am interested in getting involved with you. I think, like you said, I think there's going to be a lot of good games in this Big 12 tonight.
Am I too much of a homer to think they get this fucking done outright?
I don't think you are. I think so. What as far as that is concerned, I think it's going to be a close game. I kind of expect Texas to bounce back and get the straight up win. However, I don't think you're crazy, man, because Texas like in the Big 12, at home, they've fared well, but it's a couple teams that I just talked about as far as on the road in West Virginia and Oklahoma that haven't been good, and K-State. They've been hanging. Again, they didn't get the job done, but at West Virginia and I think at Oklahoma, 2 teams that I just talked about as being good home teams, they lost by 2 as 8-point dogs, lost by 3 as 9-point dogs. And you mentioned that COVID stuff is really what has me interested because we both backed them against Texas Tech, and they handled business easy, man. They're a good defensive team. I don't think you're crazy to think they get it done, but those 10.5 are screaming at me, man. I'm interested in getting involved with you.
Yeah,
plus 425 on the money line, though. I mean,
it just seems like it has maybe. Yeah, it seems like it has mad value. I think I got to get involved. I might even be worth getting involved for a full half unit here today. Like okay. I think
I ain't hating on you. I
think maybe, but there you go. There you have it. My 3 best bets of the day. Okay, without further ado, my friends, it's time to keep this proverbial podcast bird up in the air and flying with the third segment of the day, the Twofer Tuesday Parlay. Now, this is not going to make any sense to you. Fuck, it barely makes any sense to me. I definitely know it hardly makes any sense to my partner over there, but what I do know is they are going to say there's no correlation. There's going to say that it makes no sense. The parallelograms and the rhombuses are going to tell you to stay far away from it. But these two fellas over here are going to tell you to hammer it the hell in. The Twofer Tuesday Parlay, leg number 1. We're going to the NBA hardwood, and we are going to a matchup between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knickerbockers. And you might say, oh, I've been wanting to get a side on this. I've been struggling. You ain't getting it. Oh, great. Okay, we get involved in the total. You ain't getting it. Oh, okay, we got a team total. You ain't getting it. Okay, well, what the hell are we doing here? Well, your boy has been on an absolute heater when it comes to the points, rebounds, and assist market. So I targeted a little something, and I brought it to my partner. I said, hey, what you think about this? After a good 3 to 4 minute pause, he says, you're speaking my fucking language. I said, okay, so does that mean it's on the fucking board? He said it's on the board. It's the first leg of the Twofer Tuesday Parlay. I said, okay, I'm writing it down. First leg, RJ Barrett. Under 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists in the matchup today against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, he has gone over this number in 3 out of his last 5, but what I want you to focus on more is that, he went over yesterday, and somehow they're dropping the line shorter and giving the under the juice. Okay, there's your betting things to start thinking about. Now, how about the real life, the actuality, the humming beans on the court? Wait, RJ Barrett's played the Minnesota Timberwolves before in the past. Wait, what is... He only averages... How about that? He only averages 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And the Minnesota Timberwolves are one of 3 teams, them being one of them, including the Brooklyn Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers for some odd reason, that RJ Barrett averages single-digit points against. I digress. I think this has value for days. But, partner, what else you got to wrap up the first leg of the Twofer Tuesday Parlay?
My man, to add on to what you just said, you mentioned a lot of things about his struggles against the Wolves, which I also love. In addition to that, he was on a heater as far as points scored. Dipped back down to 18 yesterday, but he had, and you mentioned he went over that PRA yesterday because he had 12 rebounds. A total anomaly. He does not get anywhere north of 6, 7, 8 rebounds, if not 3, 4 on average. So that's going to regress. And that 18 points per game, I think he might go even lower than that. Looks like the Knicks are a big fat public trap today. It does appear. And I think they're going to struggle altogether. And I think he's going to be one reason why they struggle. That scoring ain't coming. Double-digit rebounds sure as hell ain't coming. So I love this so damn much, dude. All of his totals, because of how he's been playing up until yesterday. Again, yesterday, keyword yesterday, back-to-back, third of all. But a lot of his, if you look at his points, prop number, rebounds, all of them are inflated because of how he had been doing, and they're way over his averages. I like to think he's coming, if not towards where his actual averages are, if not way below. So I love this one. I sprinkled this one straight up on the side as well, my man.
So did I. I like this one a lot. So there you go. There you have it. 5-1 on my last 6 points, rebounds, and assist plays. And one thing I wanted to mention, now for you guys who are just starting to get into betting or whatever the case might be, because I know there's still a lot of people out there, even people who are just kind of at a novice level. And at the end of the day, we want to entertain. We want to help you guys understand and learn more at the end of the day. And one thing I heard you say there, partner, is regression. And we talk about regression a lot. And what the fuck does that actually mean? What the fuck does regression and positive regression? What the hell? There's no such thing as positive regression. Well, there is in this game, and there is in the world of mathematicians and statistics and all of this shit. So when we talk about regression on a specific number, pretty easy, pretty basic. We think, here's your mean line, right? Here's the whole fucking league or where this player has been averaging. They're up here in fucking cloud 52 just floating around, dropping dimes, ripping down boards, i.e. RJ Barrett's 12 boards yesterday. He's due to regress back down to that mean, that median, that average line he has, back down to maybe 5 to 7 rebounds, maybe even less, 3 to 4. I think that's what we see, maybe only 3 rebounds here today. Now, positive regression, okay? Median line again. This son of a bitch has been flirting with the gates of hell. He has been, hey.
So Russell Westbrook might use for this example.
You're our 1 man. You're about to turn into our 8 man type fucking around stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so he's saying, hey, pal, you got to pick up the shit. Now, we start looking through the numbers, say, hey, something's going on. You know, maybe his dog just died. Maybe his girlfriend did some bullshit, stole the car and took off on him. Who knows what's happening? But we think he's going to come out of the mud here sooner rather than later. So he is going to positively regress back. Why they say positive regression, positively regress back to that median line, his average number, his average points or rebounds or whatever he usually gets. So a little betting lesson here today from Colt, Cap and Colt Soroka, because the suits always like to fucking say regression and positive regression, and it's fucking important as hell. But when you can understand it in layman's terms like that, and I can explain it like that, it makes a whole lot more sense. So it took me a long time to figure out what the fuck they were all talking about. Hopefully I put that in a nutshell for you. So out of that rabbit hole, back into the Twofer Tuesday Parlay rabbit hole.
Love it.
Second leg. Lace up the damn skates, kids. We're going to the NHL ice. I looked at him again. Him being my partner to my left. I said, friend, I'm no hockey sharp, to which he immediately started to bust out laughing. I said, now hold on. Let me talk to you for a minute. I sat and I saw this. Nothing jumped out at me last night. Some of these college basketball games, we talked to them. I don't like them. 2 NBA games, the Pistons and the Warriors. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely disgusting. You know what? I'm not really interested in the Wolves or the Knicks either. I said, partner, I did see one NHL game might have some value. I said, partner, I circled the Philadelphia Flyers at plus 152 last night, and I just opened my sports book, and they're down to plus 110. He says, stop. I says, I'm a go. I says, partner, they played yesterday, and the Islanders beat them 4-1. He says, stop. I says, no, I'm a go. I says, the Philadelphia Flyers have lost 9 games in a row. He says, stop. I says, no, we's going. He says, fuck it, we's going. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. It's almost Olympic bobsled time. We're getting in the boat with the Philadelphia Flyers on the money line. Now, my friends, I promise to you, I have not made this promise to him, but I will here in front of God and everybody. If this does not hit, I am done trying to find value on the NHL ice and tell you I know how to read lines and figure shit out, because what this is basically giving away free money if the New York Islanders win this matchup. Point blank, period. So I digress on that. I'll have a couple of key trends to wrap up in closing, but partner, anything else from you, my friend?
Okay, so the point where I said, son of a bitch, I'm in, is because another case of what you just talked about as far as regression and positive regression, my man. The Flyers, despite this 8 or 9, whatever it is, losing streak, they're still ahead of the Islanders in the standings, which essentially both of these teams are not very good, but the Islanders have won 4 of their last 5, and they're one of the worst teams in the NHL. Classic regression spot for them, partner. And at some point, this Flyers team has to get off that losing streak, so we're expecting some positive regression. If the Islanders hadn't been a bad team that's been playing well, I don't know that I'd be in the boat. But because they're due for some serious regression, I'm in the damn boat. And that movement.
Wait. Let me give a little respect to the boys. Only 8 in a row. Not 9 in a row. Okay. I said 9. It was only 8 in a row. It's all right, boys. We're coming back there. And might I also add that this is the shortest doggone line that they have had since January the 8th, and then before that, since December the 18th. So I repeat,
I'm in the boat with you, dude.
The Philadelphia Flyers don't cover and win. Dude. This is the books standing on top of their fucking counters with their pants around their ankles saying, hey, take the Benjis clean out from between our legs. That is all it is. That is all I can chalk it up to, and I will not bring another NHL play to this game. You can definitely say that for sure as well, or to this show. Outside of that, Philadelphia Flyers money line plus 112, second leg, Twofer Tuesday parlay. There's a rabbit hole for you.
Oh my gosh, I want to be hockey sharp so bad, dude. Hockey betting is so electric.
I love it. I love it, dude. I tried to get involved. I will tell you, I think I got my loss of the week out of the way. I was tailing somebody else, so it wasn't mine.
Okay.
I tailed somebody else on the Kings. The Kings and the Sharks under 5.5 yesterday was somebody's like 3-star best bet of the day. Motherfucker had a hat trick for the Sharks in the first period. It was 4-1 going into the second period. I go, my gosh.
I saw someone tweet out, which I again, we don't pay too close attention to NHL. It was like a it was some goofy thing. It was like deserve-o-meter to win, and you said it was Sharks Kings, right?
Yeah.
And it was like 6-1. The Kings were still somehow, despite being down 6-1, like had like a 65% like they deserved to win this game or something like that. So nonsense.
Yeah, it was
absolutely
ridiculous.
Nonsense.
It was absolutely ridiculous. So I think we're back on the right side now. Without further ado, Clearly, this show is about to be all the way off the rails. But
Goodness.
before we can let the train fall off, let's keep it steaming just briefly right down to Payday Station with the recap of the TTL Crew's best bets of the day for this gorgeous Tuesday of bets. January the 18th, 2022. You thought I forgot? You're out your damn mind. Rip out your sports books, pull out your pens, pencils, and paper if you are a mistake-prone human being, that aforementioned pencils there, or whatever mode, mean, method, or whatever you utilize to take stock of the TTL Crew's best bets of the day, because as I rip my partner back in the screen here with me, now go up our best bets of the day. So kindly turn your attention to the top left portion of your screen where you will see RMags picks. He's got 3 coming at you. All 3 of them. He has a hankering for the Big 12 today. Texas Tech Red Raiders -8, laying the wood, not afraid of it on their home hardwood. How about that? No pun intended. Kansas University Jayhawks against the Oklahoma Sooners under 142. And the Baylor Bears against the West Virginia Mountaineers under 138. Turn your attention to the top right portion of your screen where you will see I am also trotting down the country road, and it will both take us home with my best bet, West Virginia +6.5, and then we're going to a little bit of action. The Miami, Ohio Red Hawks +1. I do think they win it outright, but take the +1, as well as the Kansas State Wildcats. My boys are back, +11. Cool with that bad boy all the way down to +10, directly above us, the TTL Crew's favorite two-legged parlay special play of every Tuesday. The Twofer Tuesday Parlay makes no sense whatsoever. They say there's no correlation. They say you shouldn't hammer it in, but we say phooey. Get it in your bet slip right here, right now. RJ Barrett under 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And the Philadelphia Flyers live from the Wells Fargo Center on the money line, +112. Those 2 legs add up to +291 odds the last time I checked. Let's get that special play to the pay window. All 6 best bets from the TTL Crew to the pay window. Let's have an absolutely electrifying day of doing nothing but bankrupting every book on the market. But before we can do that, let me relax. We need you too. Lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day that are primed for ticket cashing into whatever the current best line is on. Fuck, I ran out of breath. On your favorite sports book.
Ooh, baby! I had to put us here. If win or lose, it's gonna be the recap graphic. We can't escape it. We're gonna be right here in Wells Fargo tomorrow morning.
I like the vibes a lot. There you go.
And it was a sick graphic. So otherwise I would have done West Virginia.
That's raw as hell. I like that a lot. That's that's one thing I've never done is been to a professional hockey game. I've never gone to. I've never even been to a Blackhawks game, dude. Like I've been
Chicago and Nashville. We should go to Chicago this year, dude. This is as far as
I
ticket
bet
prices.
Like
this is gonna be our best chance.
Yeah. Hey, shout out SeatGeek. Maybe we'll check out some SeatGeek shit. Also,
actually.
hey, SeatGeek, you need to sponsor somebody. Shout out. All that being said, it's time for the next segment of the day. Let's keep this podcast falling off the rails. Moneyline Dice roll of the day as I bring my partner back in the screen. You saw it on there. It is the MAAC, the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference matchup between the Niagara Purple Eagles and the Manhattan Jaspers. And before we can roll, we need to get familiar with this matchup. So, partner, why don't you do the honors?
Alrighty, my man. So we are in Manhattan tonight for this roll.
Love it.
The old Jaspers are -1.5 favorites.
Love it.
What is it? The Purple Eagles, right? Niagara Purple Eagles.
You got it.
Purple Eagles +1.5 on the road. Moneyline splits -137 for Manhattan, so a big old difference there as far as -1.5. That 1.5 costs about 25 cents on the dollar, it appears, whereas Niagara +114 on the money line for their side of things, and the over/under is 137.5. So not too low, not too high. Nice little over/under sweet spot there.
Well, I'll let you be the judge of it moving up from 135.5.
Oh, okay. I did not see that.
All right,
but
anything else?
Manhattan -1.5 on the spread at home.
Sure enough. Okay, I know you ain't got any additional storylines. This is
not a damn
the Ma'ak, as I like to refer to it as, not the Mac, the Ma'ak.
If the tracker is correct, 91% of bets on Manhattan, but only 67% of money. And not seeing money splits, but best bet splits on the over-under is straight at 50-50.
Okay. Well, I can't lie to you. I wanted to get in the boat with Manhattan, but couldn't decide overall, so we decided to leave it in the hands of the Moneyline Dice. So, without further ado, first roll of the day. Home team Jaspers or the away team Purple Eagles? I don't know, neither does Mags, but these cubicle, all-knowing, ever-present, ever-powerful objects that be the Moneyline Dice sure do. So, with the first roll of the day, we shoot. Away team
Okay.
Purple Eagles.
Damn Purple Eagles.
Away team Purple Eagles. I wanted him. This is the smart play. I'm not gonna lie to you, but they burned me on Sunday, so I couldn't get in the boat. Purple Eagles. Next one up, Moneyline or ATS. Are we getting a 1.5, or are we gonna get a little plus money poly action? I think I'd be okay with the plus money poly action, but what say the dice in 3, in 2, in 1? Money line.
All right, plus 114.
Money line. Right to you. Plus 114. First unofficial pick, the Niagara Purple Eagles on the money line. Now you know the drill. The
All right,
third
dice.
and final roll, the wild card die. Will the money
for
line
bounce back
die
dice.
be doubling down? They say, hey, boys, hold on. We need a re-roll. We need to get the vibes back flowing. They're not superstitious either, just a tiny bit stitious. We say, nah, we messed up last night. We gave you 2 losers. We're giving you 2 winners today. We're headed straight to the total. I don't know. Neither does Mags, but we all find out in 3, in 2, in 1. Home fucking money line.
Ah, damn you, Dice. Hey, if that's what it takes. If that's what it takes.
If that's what it takes.
Hey,
That's what it takes.
I see you, Dice.
Okay, all right. Let me also make sure I got this doggone thing. Okay. All right. Skip the formalities. You know the
All right.
roles. Home or away.
Come on, Dice.
Home team. They
Okay.
say. Home team. They say. Money line or ATS. Money line.
Okay.
Money line.
I feel like this has just been this was your internal monologue about this game anyways.
Money line. Wild card die and shoot. Over.
Okay.
Over.
You said the total moved up?
Yes.
Okay.
137 and a half from 135 and a half.
Okay.
So can't say I'm thrilled about it. Can't say I'm overjoyed about it. Can't say I know shit about shit at this game. But what I can say is that the dice have spoken! And if you want a guaranteed, take 2 tickets to the window here tonight. No questions, no qualms, no queries, no references to last night's bullshit 0-2 performance. You see it on top of my dome, crispy as all fuck. You hear them in my hands, and now you have seen the roll. Lock in right here, right now. The Manhattan Jaspers on the money line, and under 137.5 in the matchup between the Niagara Purple Eagles and the Manhattan Jaspers tonight.
I thought you said over.
Oh, over 137
Okay,
and a
okay.
half. I apologize.
was like,
Yes,
fuck,
it
was I
did
joking?
did I say under? Did I say under?
Just now, yeah, you did.
I did say under. Okay, over
Yeah.
137
Yeah. Okay.
and a half.
Okay.
Thank you, Dice. So Manhattan
Sweet.
Jaspers on the money line and over 137 and a half. So
Hey,
me
you
get that
told me,
tracked here.
at least where I see it, last 5 games between the two, Manhattan has taken care of business, so.
owned them, bro. They've just fucking owned them
don't
left,
know.
right, and center, but I just
I
couldn't
don't
get
know.
in the boat, dude. All right, so Manhattan money line over 137 and a half. This is on the 18th of the month, January, in the year 2022. I think this is like at 6 o'clock. Who the fuck cares?
I think so.
And we're going Niagara at Manhattan. Okay, so we start the week off 0-2. Let's see where we go.
Come on, Dice.
Thank you, Dice.
I like them both.
Okay, there you go. There you have it. Don't know why I put this thing back in there because we still need it. All right. Hey, you see it down there, as always. You see it perched on top of my head. You see everything in between. We obviously, we got a whole segment for them. We hate the Moneyline Dice. No, we absolutely love them. We think they're a dope-ass product. Been using them a while since, even before we partnered with them.
Yep.
Even before we got started a podcast, for crying out loud, we're using the Moneyline Dice. So I highly suggest if you like the product, you like anything you see, the hat, any of the other merch, they got the tracking book, the MMA scorecard. They got all types of sick-ass shit over there. And courtesy of your boys over here at the TTL Pod and TTL Sports Media, we got a little discount code for you. Nothing off limits on their merchandise store. You can fill up your cart with as much or as little as you please. You get to that cart when you want to check out. Enter code TTL10. You see it in the description down there. TTL10. It's going to get you 10% off your first order on MoneylineDice.com. Shout out. I mean, this hat is crispy as all hell. So there you go. There you have it. Maybe a quick little model for you. You know what I'm about. Little trucker action for you for you Brads and Chads out there. It's a nice little. Nice little trucker hat. I know it's popular amongst the Brads and Chads, which I do not consider myself, but hey, you know what I'm saying.
Hey. Trucker? Does that mean you're a trucker or somewhere in between?
Somewhere in between a trucker and a fucker. Yeah, somewhere in between there.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in between there. Somewhere in between there. So there you go. There you have it. Moneyline Dice roll of the day. Okay, I was saying that and I'm not on the right screen. All right, there it goes. Okay, 4 minutes after the top of the 11 o'clock hour, we got plenty of nonsense we can get into. We got How I Met Your Mother to come back to because fuck me, my favorite show of all time on any streaming platform. And if you've never watched the whole thing, you're a stooge and a clown. Shout out Boston Connor. And outside of that, let's kick off the second half of the show. Partner, what's burning on your brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul? What have you been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 204 of the TTL Pod on this absolutely gorgeous January the 18th, 2022.
All right, dude, I think I mentioned last week, Trending Tuesday kind of got scared away as far as some of the news, but
yeah.
That's why I said I was interested in what you said because that is trending, but I've got something else to kick us off first.
Sure.
So, because I pop open, I see a lot of my old favorite video games trending. I say, what's going on? Were you just getting nostalgia or something like that?
Sure.
Not so fast. Microsoft has purchased Activision Blizzard for $70 billion, billion with a B. And do you know who is included? Do you know who included? Basically, all these games could be coming to Xbox, or at least owned by them. Go ahead.
First question before I answer your question. I got a question in retort. What do you think these deals are going to get into the $70 zillion range? I mean, this just only is a couple, 5-6 years down the mark. And I mean, I feel like the tide's steady rising for, your boys and everybody kind of around in this internet landscape, regardless of kind of fucking niche or what they do. So, the tide rises. Good for all the boats out there. What the fuck's going on, Mags? $70 billion?
$70 billion with the B, because you know why? Who comes with that? Some of these games have already been on Xbox, but now they get some ownership over it. Call of Duty.
That's why.
Ever heard of it?
That's why Game Pass did this whole fucking thing. Oh shit.
Okay. Let me run down some of these names though, and it might some of these games that have been a little dormant.
Okay, so but we don't game, but maybe a couple hours on the weekends now if we have
still
some time.
Love it, though.
If we're not watching games, dude, I opened up Game Pass and there was all this fucking shit and this and blah blah blah, and I was just like, I don't know what this is, but this seems really cool, and I wish I was fucking involved because there's some big announcement I feel like I need to know about. But holy shit, thank you, partner. I digress. Continue.
Okay, I'll continue because there are a few that have been kind of dormant that it would be electric if they came back. So I mentioned Call of Duty. Obviously, Xbox has had Call of Duty, but now they at least get ownership over it.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft, not my world, but that's a monster of it in and of itself. Overwatch, again, not my realm, but that's a big old. That helps the $70 billion. Diablo, not too familiar with that, but I know that's huge. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which I know they rebooted in some fashion recently, but if we get some Tony Hawk games coming,
Big
dude,
fan.
I'm not a skater, but I played the hell out of those games when I was a kid.
Big fan.
Spyro, also not a huge fan, but I know that's a monster. I always wanted.
That was my shit.
I always wanted to be interested in that, along with Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, Crash was my shit too. I loved them both.
And then finally, partner, because this one has been dormant, and 10-year-old Riley basically built up finger strength from this game, Guitar Hero.
How about that?
That is what initially I locked my eyes on, because I was like, oh, why the hell is Guitar Hero? Are they making a new Guitar Hero? Because I've been I loved that game when I was a kid, dude.
I would shred for hours in front of the living room TV.
And again,
are you kidding me?
We don't have a ton of time to game, but I would play the shit out of Guitar Hero again if I had the opportunity, 100%. Dude. And it's been dormant. It's been dormant for 7 years. They were pumping them out, and then people got tired of them, I think, or maybe maybe they lost ownership. Whoever was making them, I don't know. But Give me some more Guitar Hero, dude. Give me some of these video games, even though we only have a short amount of time to play them, dude. But yeah, 70 billion with a B, my friend.
Jiminy Christmas, and that was Xbox buying who?
Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard.
Or Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard.
Xbox.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Xbox, Jiminy Christmas, $70 billion
Candy Crush.
deal.
Candy Crush was the only one that I didn't mention, which obviously we probably don't care too much about.
I don't
but
give
I mean,
a hot damn, but there are so many people that lose their effing minds
know,
over
dude.
the Candy Crush
I know.
saga. It
Oh,
just
I'm
blows. It blows my mind.
68.7 billion. My bad.
68.
I threw another 1.3 in there for him, I guess.
68.7 billion. Either way, I mean that in the world of those deals, you know, hey, here's a penny, here's a penny, what the fuck ever. Like, goodness
But dude,
gracious.
I mean, you and I have been talking about off air as far as like metaverse and some type of stuff. I have to imagine.
Okay, so hold on a minute. Hold on, son of a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Mags, all right, this is about to be a fun second half.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm so fucking confused, dude. I have been spending so much time, like anytime I'm not capping or I'm not fucking watching action or researching or something TTL-wise or whatever.
Right.
I am dove into the metaverse and in the NFT game. I am trying to figure this shit out with everything, every part of my being. I don't know where to turn, what to do, where to go. This is insane, Mags, is what it is. I mean, sooner rather than later, and everybody better get familiar with it, sooner rather than later, we are going to be living in a fictionalized world. And we're going to be doing activities or playing games or doing shit inside of said world that is going to, like, you fucks don't even see this, dude. Like, we are going to be doing that is going to be running AI shit in some factory somewhere that is just going to be loading the fucking pockets of all the people who also own the fucking game, that also own the companies, because now they don't have to pay for any overhead or any fucking employees. They get to put out a game that you pay for, that you go to play for, and then you play does work for them, so then they make even more money. I'm telling you, this shit is fucking insane. It's insane. And it's the new Facebook, it's the new internet. Do not run in the opposite direction. This shit is here, and it is coming quick.
Okay.
Quick.
Did you see the Brooklyn Nets and the Barclays Center released a video, the Netaverse, basically like virtual reality, like watching their games.
I talked about this a few months ago, dude, but I didn't see this.
Yeah. But this, I don't know if I'll be able to see it. But you're essentially on the fucking court as the Nets are actually playing whatever game, because they have the Barclays is the only arena that's done it first and only, and they have the technology to do this basically. If you haven't seen it, look up Netaverse, Netaverse.
Yeah, dude, I was talking about this. I was talking about this fucking pre-COVID. I was talking about AI universes and like how like AI AI development is so much farther than any of us even realize, and like the capabilities that so much shit is out there. And like I got down this fucking rabbit hole of like murder bots, and like you want to fucking just absolutely lose your canoodle on a fucking Tuesday afternoon. Go ahead, watch some YouTube videos on fucking murder bots. This shit's real. This shit's out here, bro. I'm talking about they got little drones that are like this big around that are just all of a sudden, oh, they don't like fucking Riley Magnuson anymore. Let's just inbound fucking blows you the fuck up. You're done. It's over with. You fall over, and nobody even knows what the fuck happened. And it turns out it was the U.S. government, but who the hell can prove it? Because the fucking little drone detonated and blew the fuck up. It's insanity, Mags. It's fucking insanity. Does that mean or maybe they got a little thing flows down and I don't know, inject some poison in you. I don't. Oh, I swallowed a fly. I don't know, man. I got the tinfoil hat on, firm and secure, dude. Shit's cooking up. Shit's cooking up out here. I don't know. What's your thought on the metaverse? Are you going to jump gun? Because what I don't like, how do I get involved? How the fuck? How like do I have to
take advantage?
Yeah, like do I have to have one of these fucking binocular sets? Like do I whatever the things are called? But like then also only like Samsung does that. But like what the fuck is that? Like or the PlayStation? Like is that going to be part of it? Or how do we just jump into the metaverse? Or are we just going to like run down to the local Dollar General and hey your fucking battery pack died and the government ships them to us on our doorsteps and we all have to wear these things and Dollar General sells the battery packs. I don't know what 5-10 years is going to look like, but I think it's going to be fucking bananas. I think it's going to be insane. I know this is nothing sports gambling or anything in between, but I just think this is we live in this world, and not enough people know about this world, and we fucking live in it every single damn day and know the ins and outs of it. And I don't even know the ins and outs of it. And it's the new internet. It's the new Facebook. The shit is what it is, man. And like Gary Vee was beating motherfuckers over the head a year ago with fucking NFTs going to be the new Facebook. And everybody, what the fuck? Yeah, come on. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Now, CryptoPunks. We know guys selling their CryptoPunks, buying fucking soccer teams now. I mean, it is some of the craziest fucking shit. And you got to have I mean, I don't know. We'll be 50 other rabbit holes.
Just trying to be an artist, NFT artist out here, dude.
I mean,
know.
You can figure it out. You can get it done.
Who's to say I don't just throw someone goofy ass shit of my cat on somewhere and it doesn't turn into some goofy ass mega thousands and thousands of dollar art? I don't know.
Yeah,
Who's
no,
to say?
100%. Yeah, I don't understand what fucking the value is to, like, why? I don't get it, but I gotta get it because, like, nobody understood, like, oh, what's the internet? Like, I just keep going back, and we've seen it thousands and thousands of times, that classic, especially if you're, like, really active on the internet. You've seen that fucking video of those newscasters. It's like the guy and the two gals, and it's, like, in the fucking 90s, and they're sitting around.
It was like Good Morning America or something like that.
The internet, and what's that? Is it the after that thing? Is that the internet? Like, they have no idea. Like,
A with the circle.
Is it like the A with it's the ampersand? Is that what the internet is? Like, and they're just so oblivious to. And now, like, we are live broadcasting a show for 0.00 because of the internet. Yeah. I'm just telling you, watch where this goes. All of the big, before I get down that rabbit hole, the fucking the fellas at the freaking FCC, shut up, Family Guy will be fucking down our ass, fucking. Oh goodness gracious! All Friday, because I think we're on the trail of some inside skids on some shit that it's like,
sniff out
really?
some way to,
Are you fucking what? So hey, we'll do. Okay. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Get me out of this rabbit hole.
How I Met Your Father, sir.
Fuck him. That's all I care. Fuck him. I don't know. I don't want it. Dude, it pissed me off this morning. I fucking opened up my Amazon to open up the ESPN app to be able to actually watch the doggone, watch my get up this morning and, start the morning after my meditation and my prayer and my journaling. Start the morning in a great spot, right? And then I open it up and I see How I Met Your Mother with a bunch of stooges and clowns just all over the map. I don't even know one single actor in this whole doggone thing. And now
Hilary Duff, bro.
Hillary Duff's in. I didn't see her face, but I didn't see. But Hillary Duff is not going to make me go out of my way to fucking watch How I Met Your Father. Like, no. What's the premise?
I honestly don't know. I imagine it's just like this very similar premise as the old one. I think Hillary Duff is essentially like the Ted character. Essentially, I think. I don't know. I think it's like in the same universe, but I don't think it has like true correlation to the other one. But I don't know for sure. It might be happening sooner than we realize.
Because shout out Ted Mosby, architect, follows me on Twitter. Shout out my guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm just, dude, because I just used to tweet How I Met Your Mother shit all the time, and like since they taken it off of Hulu and Netflix, because like, dude, there used to be times.
First episode is today. That's why it's trending.
That's why. There would be times, dude, where I would just like, I'd flick on episode number 1, or I'd just flick on a random episode, and I'd just go back and watch it, and it never gets old, dude. Like, it never gets fucking old. Uncle Marshall and Aunt fucking Lily, fucking Aunt Robin,
I'll be honest.
Uncle Barney. Like, dude, it's
I'll be honest. I am extremely neutral on this. I don't have any expectations. I'm interested to test it out just because I loved the first one so much. If it's anywhere even close, then sure.
No, it's not gonna be.
Okay. I'll hate watch it.
Not even close.
Okay.
This is Bush League, dude. It's Bush League. They even let anybody try this out, is what it is.
It's going to do numbers, dude.
I don't like it.
A nice little penny.
I don't like it. I don't know what made them all of a sudden decide that they were going to start doing this shit, but hey, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, boy. A little bit of a nonsense happening in the Browns organization, it seems like.
What's that?
We're not going to get too far down the rabbit hole. No speculation. No nothing about that. But 3 minutes ago, per the worldwide leader, the Browns defensive tackle Malik McDowell arrested on charges of battery of a police officer, resisting arrest, and public exposure. So, do with that information as you wish, but the shit is hitting the fan, if you will, no pun intended, for the Cleveland Browns.
Goodness.
Let's see. Nothing else major there. I'm not fucking talking about COVID. I hate that son of a bitch. Outside of that, there's just
Outside of that, I mean, you and I talked about it for a second. The Wordle craze is taking over. I hopped on the boat a tiny bit, but
yes, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it might definitely be something that I start looking into. I start getting into. There's enough Wordle updates on the timeline that I feel like I got to check it out in some form or fashion. Wait, yeah, anybody got anything? Drop it in the live chat. Drop something down. Outside of that, I mean, man, oh man,
I'm just trying to see Nintendo's trending, so I was trying to see what's going on there, but I have to imagine it's just like in contrast to Microsoft doing their thing. But hey, maybe Nintendo's like dropped some type of bomb today too. I don't know.
That'd be wild. I don't know what's going on, man. What I do know is just make sure you have extra beans, bullets, and blankets, and some extra water on hand, and everything's gonna be all right. And that's all I know. Everything else out there, we might be living in a fake universe in the real universe sooner rather than later. So, hey, I'm not saying I'm not down to go visit the Netaverse. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't be down to fucking stand on the court while the fucking guys are playing without standing on the court while the guys are playing. I mean, sounds pretty fucking cool if you ask me.
It does sound pretty fucking cool. It looked pretty cool. It looked a little gimmicky, but I don't know.
Well, it's gonna look a little gimmicky. They gotta have a little wrench in the fucking metaverse, a little fucking oil WD-40. Eventually, the metaverse evens out.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't know, dude. It's a clusterfuck.
That's all I got for Trending Tuesday, though.
Trending Tuesday. There you go. There you have it. Let's see. What else? Oh, college basketball board report. Didn't do it yesterday because we were in the middle of recording. Yeah, we recorded late yesterday, all type of stuff. Usually when I would put it out, and then like half the slate was already over. So it was just no reason, no valuable for me to do it. So I decided not to do it. It is coming back today. We got a solid slate. I'll put that out after I get done here on the show. A couple hours later. Speaking of blogs, my UFC pick blog back in action again this week. UFC 270. We'll have some serious action on that one. That's a hell of a prelim and main card there for sure. Obviously, Ngannou versus Gane is going to be electric. We'll talk about it closer to the time on Saturday. RMags Extra Cheddar be back on Saturday morning sometime, probably after we get done with Cup of Joe on campus at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, going through the loaded Saturday college basketball slate. And then while I'm on the additional content track here too, Wise Words Season 2 Episode number 6 dropped last Wednesday. We recorded Episode number 7 with the legendary... Yeah, you thought I was going to spill the beans. Come on. Not a chance at this point in time. Season 2 Episode number 7 drops Wednesday, tomorrow, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, right after we get done with this show, so stay tuned for that one. Absolutely electric guest, loads of wise words, obviously, but kind of took it down the NBA track, betting today's NBA, kind of some overall betting advice, some life advice, kind of future NBA markets without really talking about future NBA markets, NFL, all type stuff. It was an absolute blast of an episode. Yeah, I talked with our guy too after the show, sent him a couple of little sneak peeks and stuff, and he was pretty hyped up. So appreciate you again if you happen to see this scrolling through your timeline, because he did drop a follow. Yeah. So I appreciate the fuck out of you for that too.
If you're interested in the NBA, must listen. Even if you're not, still I would say must listen.
100%. 150%. Good old guy from the West Coast over there, born and raised in Los Angeles. Yeah. So there you go. There you have it. Outside of that, TTL announcements. We are permanently on with Jeff Dawson now of East Coast Sports Investors at EC Sports Invest. I'm on Thursday afternoons at 1 p.m. Central. Mag same time on Friday afternoons. Stay tuned for that. Stop by, check it out, follow him. Loads of great content. Other guys on there, Scott Webb, Andrew, all loads and loads and loads. We got introduced to him through Sportsbook Consig. Consig. We talk about him all the time, our guy, and we absolutely love Jeff and everything he's doing over there. So check out EC Sports Invest and check us out on Thursday and Friday afternoons. Anything I missed or didn't mention, or you're just looking for additional stuff, visit this episode's description. You'll find the Talking the Line link tree, or you can also just go to talkingtheline.com. You'll see all of our shows. They all have a dedicated tab, as well as our best bets. live lines and odds, our partners, yada, yada, yada. I'll let you go and dive down some rabbit holes on there. Also, subscribe to our blogs. We will not send you spam. We will never send you spam. We'll only send you our blogs, our insights, our analysis, everything in between directly to your email inbox. So make sure you subscribe to those bad boys. And then outside of that, that's all I got update-wise. Nothing else I need, partner. Anything from your side of the screen, my friend?
No, sir. I was scouring the any updates as far as that news. Yeah, I just saw that same update about what is it, Malik McDowell? Is that what you said?
Malik McDowell, yeah.
Yeah.
Outside
sound good.
No, that doesn't sound terrific by any form or stretch of the word. No,
No.
not at all. So there you go. There you have it. One day closer to March Madness is how my brain's working here at this point in time. I am fully dove into college basketball, so can't wait for today's slate to kick off. Should be absolutely electric. Stay tuned for the college basketball blog. We'll have the full board broken down for you here after a little while. Outside of that, only motivation minutes left to dish out. Partner, you sure? One final time. You all good for the rest of the show?
Take it home.
All right, my friends. Well, without further ado, it is time for the final segment of the day. My motivation minutes. And with this one, my friends, this is, I don't want to say it's my quote. I guess it is my quote. There is a quote of this that kind of like made me start to formulate this thought path and this mindset last night. I was updating my calendar, and if you guys don't know, I have a dry erase calendar. Instead of like how everybody put a big red X through the day or whatever, I write down something I'm grateful for every time, and then at the end of the month, I write that down on a sheet of paper, and it just keeps me grounded, centered, and grateful every single day. If I'm being a little crybaby wash rag about some shit, I just go and I grab that paper and I see everything that I am blessed with and I should be grateful for. And that's just how I operate. Maybe that's a little something you can implement too today. I wasn't even going to tell you about that, but there you go. There you have it. So got me on this track, and I started thinking about the quote, diamonds are formed under pressure, right? And if you're not familiar with the quote, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. The most beautiful things in life, the mountaintops of life that you see, those all-achieving moments, those moments are going to be you're going to have to go through some of the most painful, hurtful, hard times that you will ever go through in your entire life in order to reach those peaks. You're going to have to go through some serious damn valleys. And I started to think about, diamonds are formed under pressure. Diamonds are formed under pressure. How can you apply this more? How can you apply this more to your day-to-day life, and maybe a saying or something that you can come back to, like, son of a bitch, diamonds are formed under pressure. Like, it didn't have enough for me, right? And so I started thinking, like, wow, okay, what do I talk about everybody on a day-to-day basis? Shit, we're in the hallway, and when one door closes, another door opens, but it's hell in the hallway. And when you're in the hallway is when the diamonds are forming. And that was what came to my head. And what I wanted to give to you guys here today is, if you're going through some pain, you're going through some hurt, you're going through some struggle, you're going through a time when that hallway seems a lot longer than it usually seems, and you don't know where that next door is and can't locate it for the life of you. It's all right. The diamonds are forming. I promise. The diamonds are forming. When it hurts the most, when you feel like the walls are caving in, like you simply cannot take another minute, the diamonds are forming. The edges are getting sculpted. The glistening, the carats are getting formed. And the worst part about it is the most beautiful diamonds, the ones that cost the most, that provide the most value, take the longest to form. And due to taking the longest to form, have to endure the most pressure. But what I can promise you because of that is to, from whom much is expected, that pressure, from whatever path you have chosen, to whom much is given. And as long as you keep fighting, you keep striving, you keep going down that path, to whom Much is expected, much is to be given. And even though it hurts right now, even though your back's up against the wall, even though it feels like the walls are closing in with your back up against the wall, it's okay. The diamonds are forming. And I'll take you back to the visual in summary and wrapping it up of the two guys. The one on the bottom, and he's walking this direction, and he's got his axe on his shoulder, and he's all bummed out and pissed off, and you see this long tunnel he's been digging, and then you turn your attention to the guy above him who's going that direction, and he is just furiously digging, and then you turn your attention to what are they digging after? Oh, diamonds. They're down there, and the guy down at the bottom was right at him, and he decided to turn around because the pressure was too great. You have to dig deep to find your diamonds. You have to go to the bottoms of the earth, the depths of your internals to find your diamonds. You're almost there. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't stop, because you just might take one fucking hack today and you might see the corner of a diamond. And don't let today be the day that you see that corner and you had the opportunity to start busting them out one by one and you just turned away. So right now, my friends, I know it hurts. I'm there with you. I'm a human being too at the end of the day. I have pain. I have hurts. I have joys. I have sorrows. I understand. But if it's hurting right now, if you're in pain, if you're in turbulence on your track, the diamonds are forming. And before you know it, they're going to be in your possession. And that does it for my Motivation Minutes of the day.
My man, I do not have too much to add on top of that. That was a very, very fantastic message. Yeah, I don't have too much to add on top of that.
Appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate you and your feedback. Not much you need to add on top of that one. That was one came to me old noggin about 11:30 last night, and I said, there we go. There's the Motivation Minutes for tomorrow. So the diamonds are forming, my friends. Keep going, keep moving, keep grooving. Okay. That sure seems like an episode of the Talking the Line podcast, more specifically or pacifically, episode number 204 on this gorgeous January 18th, 2022. And in closing, it's a wrap. Paper or plastic, the only way we know how. Ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, for myself and Mags. We hope you have a spectacular... Hold on. I'm getting... Wait a minute. First of all, thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for everything you do for us, for allowing us to populate your devices, your heads, your eyes, your ears, for allowing us to take up space in your dome pieces and the hard-earned energy that you work for every single day. Thank you. Also, thank you for your likes, your comments, your retweets, your shares, everything, your follows, your subscriptions, everything. We see it, every single one of you that does it. And thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. And if I was a betting man, I'd be telling you to throw a couple waiters down there. We got some big fucking shit coming up here soon, and it is because of you guys. So thank you. Nah. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Tuesday, unless you have any other plans. Make sure you get today's best bets locked in. Don't miss out on the trips to the pay window. And also saying with us at the end of every single show, let's cash some tickets.